Hello, it is Rachel, and as things have not yet returned to normal, and we don't really know when they are going to return to normal, I'm talking to a lot of parents who are really overwhelmed. And of course, this overwhelm is in part related to the fact that there's just so much to do. There's so much on our plates. But I also know that this overwhelm is also related to this Groundhog Day-like quality of our days right now. We are stuck in these cycles of everything looking the same day after day. And very honestly, many of us are caught in these cycles of negativity. So maybe you're having the same arguments with your kids or your spouse. Maybe it's over cleaning up or getting their schoolwork done. And we're just having the same arguments over and over. It's like we're stuck in this cycle and we can't seem to get out of it. So I am going to give you a simple solution for how to get out of this cycle, especially if it's a negative cycle. And this is a very simple thing to do, but I want to give you a simple strategy because I don't want to overwhelm you more. And the simple thing to do is change one thing about what you are doing in that situation. We would like our kids to change. So if our kids just paid attention in school, that cycle would break. But the reality is kids don't even necessarily recognize this cycle, let alone know how to get out of it. So it's up to us. And the good news is if you change one thing, things are likely to change. So maybe you change how you see the situation. Maybe instead of seeing it like, oh my gosh, this is so negative, I hate dealing with schoolwork every day, or I hate fighting with my kids about cleaning up every day. Instead of thinking about it like that, just remind yourself, I can handle this. And maybe even in your mind, make a plan ahead of time for how you're going to handle it next time. You can also change your behavior. So if you are arguing a lot over schoolwork, maybe instead of telling them all the reasons they need to be paying attention, you want to ask them some questions about it. That's a change. Maybe you simply change your tone and how you ask your spouse to do something or how you have a conversation. That's a change. Make one simple change and you are likely to get out of this cycle. Now, this one simple change may not make everything better, but the reality is just changing the way things are going can start to dig you out of that hole. And maybe what things change to is something that you can handle better. But at least you're not stuck in this Groundhog Day-like cycle that can be really overwhelming and really disheartening. Now, if you do want some ideas for how you can make some changes, you can check out this week's latest podcast episode or even a conversation or a video I did in my Facebook group. You can find the podcast episode on my website, rachel-bailey.com/56, where I give you another tip for handling overwhelm. And the Facebook, you can find it on Facebook. Just search for Your Parenting Long Game Podcast Community, and you will find the tips for overwhelm I gave in that group as well. I look forward to talking to you again soon. I will be back next week with another tip for you. Take care.